We've gotten so far away from using our hands to create things. Everybody has some creativity in them. They don't know it all the time.
Yeah.
And they're not really sure because they're a little hesitant. And most people are more afraid to make a mistake than they're willing to get over that part in order to get to their creativity. That stops most people. I flat out tell people straight up, guess what? You're gonna blow it the first 10 times. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Who learned to ride a bicycle without falling off? It's not about not making mistakes, because they're gonna happen. It's about how well you can cover those mistakes. Can you fix that mistake to the point where nobody else can see it? You might know it's still there, but can you fix it to where other people don't sit there and go, oh, you blew it there? I have really latched onto this saying, and I hope everybody gets it. There's no such thing as a mistake. It's called a learning opportunity. And if you can take that in stride, you're 9/10 of the way to the end of the game right there. There's nobody on this planet that's perfect.
I have a lot of projects that I've collected over the years, chairs and tables and a park bench that was all worn out and stuff. And I bought myself a saw, a miter saw, and I have a router table that a friend gave me, but I had no clue on how to use either one, and I was terrified. So I read an article in a magazine about Ideaworks, and I contacted them and came down and took a woodworking class, and I've been here ever since. And that was in 2018.
I would like to go back to my childhood, because when I was going to school, there was only 2 classes I was interested in. That is automotive and carpentry. Shorthand and typing and home economics, that wasn't for me. I went into the military and I didn't have a lot of time to continue with this. So prior to me retiring, I decided that I wanted was to get as many tools as I can. And then I found out about Ideaworks. That's when it was on Broadway. And I went in there and I was like, ooh. You know, a lot of these tools I haven't used in many, many years. But when you come into Ideaworks, if you walk up to any one of the shop stewards and you say, I'm a new member here, I took the class, but I would like you to watch me, or I'd like you to keep an eye on me to make sure that I am doing things right. No matter what the shop steward or the shop lead is doing, they're going to stop simply because you asked for help.
If you're alone in your garage and you're working on your project, there's an advantage to that, in that you've got nobody bothering you. If the neighbors don't mind, you can have the machines going, all night if you want. On the other hand, the community, which is what this is a shop community, you always have people who are watching each other, looking at what you're working on, and the idea of, this is what I'd like to do, what do you think, how would that work? And then before you know it, you're collaborating with someone who might know more than you about the project that you're working on. Everybody I've ever seen in the 4.5 years that I've been a member here is always ready to reach out and lend whatever help that they can. And so now we're helping each other to do our projects.
I can call Matt and say, hey, I need some boards cut and I'm not comfortable with doing certain things by myself. We'll meet and do, and then, like Dave Menindian and Rupert, everybody, they see you doing something, they're interested in what you're doing. They may suggest something that you haven't thought of before, It's a comfortable place to be when you're working with something you're not that comfortable with.
If you had enough money and enough space, you could fill a garage or a warehouse with these types of tools. But how many brains do you get to rely on? You get to rely on the one thing that's between your own ears, and that's it. In a place like this, I can take a C- project that I could have done by myself and turn it into an A+ project, because other people are more than willing to share their ideas and say, how about trying it this way? That, I think, is the absolute gem about this place.
Rupert's box, the 3D effect corners matched in a way that my box did not. So I'm making another one, and when I do, I'm going to be asking Rupert for some help on that, because mine didn't match the way I wanted them to. Still a pretty box, But there's that one little thing that Rupert knows about that I do not. And if I ask him nicely enough, I'll bet you he'd be willing to help me out on it.
Toys, anybody can buy toys. But if somebody can give me a little correction on the lathe or on the table saw or on something else where I can be safer or do it easier or better, that's where all the knowledge really is. It's not in the toys. They're just there. I really feel that's the beauty of this place.
And just to let you know, we're at 1730 8th Street. In the event you want to come, it's open from 9 to 9. We have 3 shifts. It's all volunteer, so feel free to come by.
Yay.